Celebrated as a record-setting thrill ride right in our own backyard.
But tonight, 3 people are now charged in 2 separate indictments for the 2016 trip down this Schlitterbahn waterslide that killed 10-year-old Caleb Schwab. Our Rudy Harper has new information just in from water park officials tonight. But first, KCTV5's Betsy Webster talked with a legal expert about those charges, and she's live at the courthouse where the indictment was handed up with some new perspective tonight. Betsy?
Well, what is called the statement of facts, that's the number-by-number list here in each of these indictments. It's a long list. It is the same in each of the indictments, but the charges are different. For the operations manager, the charge is involuntary manslaughter. For the 2 designers of the waterslide, it's reckless second-degree murder. Paul Morrison is a defense lawyer who used to be a prosecutor in Johnson County.
Based on what I've seen and heard so far, second-degree murder is a tall order.
The specifics in the document are alarming. Allegations that those who designed the mechanics of the ride, known as verrückt, ignored safety standards, did inadequate testing, and failed to address multiple previous injuries with any significant new safety measures. The operations manager of the park, charged with manslaughter, is also accused of trying to hide evidence from investigators. The co-owner and his co-designer, John Schuley, are charged with murder, accused of doing their testing under the cover of night after the tests revealed a high likelihood of injury. Still, Morrison says reckless second-degree murder requires more than knowing someone might die, but that someone almost certainly will.
It is so reckless that it's almost intentional.
Besides saying the indictment is, quote, full of false information, Schlitterbahn spokeswoman said many of the park staff had ridden verrückt themselves and allowed their kids to. Who would do that, you might ask, knowing someone was bound to die?
There may very well be some criminal liability here. I'm not saying that that's not the case, and it may very well be appropriate. All that I'm saying is the reckless second-degree murder is a tall order.
Now, it's worth pointing out that when it comes time for a trial, the verdict does not have to be murder or nothing. A jury or a judge could find someone guilty for a lesser charge, like involuntary manslaughter or endangerment. Live in Wyandotte County, Kansas, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
Thank you, Betsy. And now we turn to KCTV5's Rudy Harper, who is live outside Schlitterbahn with new details from the company. Rudy?
Brad, the company released a statement this evening saying safety is a core value of this company, also still disputing any wrongdoing. However, an engineer says he knew this ride concept was unsafe and put the public at risk.
These people willingly failed to have this properly designed.
After nearly 50 years on the job as a mechanical engineer, Stanley Dempster knew verrückt was dangerous.
Verrückt violates basic physics. You wouldn't have to be a skilled expert in rides or engineering to determine that it was unsafe.
A claim Schlitterbahn disputes. The company released this statement late Tuesday saying, in part, every attraction from the kiddie slides to uphill water coasters undergoes an internal and an independent third-party inspection prior to the start of the season. Every ride is inspected daily prior to opening. Dempster says the company stifled the normal process of checks and balances to build the extreme thrill ride.
So they had control over the project.
According to the indictment, park employees came forward and revealed that Schlitterbahn officials had covered up similar incidents in the past involving the water slide. The company says the claim that anyone concealed or tampered with evidence is patently untrue. As the legal battles continue, Dempster says every inch of the park needs an inspection before visitors return.
The park should not be allowed to open until a team of engineers go in there and inspect everything.
And verrückt, standing in the dark behind me tonight, the company intends to tear it down as soon as its investigation is over with permission from the court. Live in KCK, Rudy Harper, KCTV5 News.